Happy Father's Day, Dad. Another episode in why I have the world's greatest dad. So this is an example of things that you've taught me along the way. Really, the biggest thing you taught me is, I think at one point you said, hey Bill, if you set your mind to it, there's nothing you can't do. And this is another example of that. This is the woodshed. Of course, it had a Bill perspective on it, and Kim had to tame me down. So initially, it was so tall that I could walk into it without touching my head. And then Kim said we do have some HOA rules in this subdivision, so I had to bring it down. So I call it more of the doghouse now. But you really can't see it. There's a huge stack of wood that Aiden moved over there. That's going to go in here. The ends, there's a little bit of space here. I'm going to put some boards up on the side so that the smaller kindling can go on the sides, and then the big logs can go in 2 deep, so we can get 2 rows in here. So essentially these 4x4s that are right there, they're going to hold the specific row, and then we're able to get a lot more wood in there. Now, really nice, and this is one of the things that takes me back to our basement in Janesville. I'm going to put in old, essentially fence post wood. This is just holding this because I just shingled it, and I had to get that spacer there so that the shingles would come out far enough so I knew how far they needed to come up to cover the top of this board. But essentially I'm going to be putting old reclaimed wood, similar to what we had in the basement in Janesville, up here. But even better is if you come under and look in here, there is 3/4 inch tongue and groove pine that has been stained and finished. So you think you're walking into just some old place to store firewood so it stays dry, but then you look up and you're like, wow, that is nice. And then this is all shingled with the same type of shingles of the shed, which was also dedicated to you, that's over there. And then the fireplace, again, dedicated to you for all that you've showed me through life and mentored me through. So this, I think, is going to be awesome. On the boards down here, trying to foster work ethic in the kids. This came from one of Garrett's mowing jobs where we negotiated for him to get an extra $20 to carry off some wood. It was old cedar deck stuff, and we grabbed that, brought it back. It's on the floor, so the wood will go on that. And then up here, so you think about this, okay, you've got 3/4 inch tongue and groove. Well, if you pound shingles into that with a regular nail, it's going to come through the tongue and groove, and you're going to see these nails. So you got to put some extra board in there. So we've got regular 1.5 inch cedar on top of that. So this thing's pretty stout in terms of the weight of the roof. We got as much as we could together, and then we put it up there. Then we put the cedar on top of it. Garrett got the boards. Aiden was actually helping me saw the board, so he was sawing them, he was throwing them to me, I was putting them in, and then over the top of that it's got the tongue and groove, then tar paper, then the cedar, then another set of tar paper, and then we put the shingles on top of that. So it's looking pretty good. So I just want to again thank you for being the world's greatest father, and I and the rest of the family see the benefits of that. Thanks again. Happy Father's Day. Love you, and can't wait to see you guys soon.